Brütal Legend is probably the second most well-known game from Double Fine. The most well-known, of course, is Psychonauts, so I decided to pick it up on a Steam sale. So how is the game itself? Well, it's pretty good. I think I'll start by talking about the story. Oddly enough, the intro to the game is actually a live-action scene of Jack Black going into a metal music store. It's pretty much there to say, hey guys, we have Jack Black voicing our main character. We just thought you should know that. The story of the actual game is that a roadie named Eddie Riggs, after an accident on stage, ends up getting transported to a fantasy world of metal music. And he meets up with a small band of humans to mount a resistance and take the world back from the demons. Interestingly enough, the game actually gives you an option as to whether or not you want swearing and gore in the game. I'm not overly opposed to either of those things, but I think that more games should give you that option. Since this is a Double Fine game, I think I should bring up the humor. It's decently funny throughout. Jack Black does a great performance as Eddie Riggs. However, I never found the game especially funny outside of the first hour or so. Okay, the game did have its moments as it went on, but I think most of the funniest parts were towards the beginning. Probably because the game got more serious as it went along as well. The world of the game has a lot of unique locations and in general looks pretty cool. When it comes to the gameplay, there's a lot to cover, so I'll start with the basics. Basic combat system in the game involves you chopping up enemies with your axe as well as shocking them with your guitar. The game's pretty open world, so as you would imagine, you would have a car or something to travel around in, and you do. The deuce. And I'm not gonna lie, the car controls are not very good. They're not LEGO Dimensions bad, but the steering on this car leaves much to be desired. Basically, the deuce can't make a sharp turn to save its life. Thankfully, the missions never require you to make any sharp turns, but if you screw up, then it's incredibly hard, annoying, and time-consuming to recover. There's also a shop in the game called the Motor Forge, which lets you buy weapons and upgrades for your car, as well as upgrades for your regular weapons too. And a couple of miscellaneous other things too. You get money for the Motor Forge by either doing well in regular missions or doing some side quests along the way as well. And the side quests are usually short, sweet, to the point, and pretty fun. By far the biggest highlight of this game though has to be the stage battles. Basically in these battles you take on entire armies, and you can summon units from your own army to help you fight. The most important thing to remember to do in these fights is to take over fan geysers, because having fans is how you're able to summon more units. Now, since this is a heavy metal themed game, I think I should touch upon the music. The game's original soundtrack is pretty good, and when you're riding in the deuce, rock songs from real life play, same way how real life songs play in the Saints Row games when you're in the car. As a guy who doesn't actively seek out this type of music, I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, you heard that right. A guy who doesn't have that much interest in heavy metal bought a game where the title screen is a heavy metal album cover. Overall, Brütal Legend is a pretty good game, and I definitely would recommend it, especially if you're into heavy metal music. Or if you're just a big fan of Double Fine. That's why I played it. I'm Defoffilizer, and I'll see you guys later.